Hi, welcome to Legal Tech Diaries. As you know, my videos are split into two parts. First, we discuss the legal side of the topic, and then we shift into legal tech side to see how it functions in modern legal practice. Today, we're going to discuss the next foundational principle in contract law, the capacity to contract. Not everyone has full capacity to enter into the contract. So there are some limitations for specific groups: the minors, the mentally incapacitated persons, intoxicated persons, and companies. So we will start with the minors. Who are the minors? Under the first section of Family Law Reformer Act 1969, the minor is any person who is under 18. The contracts cannot be enforceable against the minors, but they can be enforceable against the other party. And they are voidable with the minor's petition. That means that the minors can cancel them, but it is not in all cases. So there are exceptions. The first exception when the contract is binding with a minor is the contract for necessary goods and services. The second one are the contracts for employment, the education trainings which can benefit the minor, and another contracts which deem to benefit the minor and are connected with the way of earning to live. So let's concentrate on the necessary goods and services. These are the actual utility values, and that could not be the goods which are for indulgence or luxury or as a gift. And the examples are the drinks, accommodation, clothing, education, and so on. So the cases when the utility value is something which bind the minor to a contract can be seen in the case of forced versus thirst. And this case is one of the foundational cases about the minors. So now let's talk about the situations when the minor ends up holding the good. In these cases, the good, and if it's possible to return it back. So usually the court orders a restitution, and that means the benefit could be given back to the other party. But there is important to notice that the minor could not pay the full price. So the benefit could be given back, so returned back, but it could be returned back in the same condition as it is found by the minor. The next question would be if the minors have the right for a property. So do they have a right for the legal title to property? The answer is no, they are not. Any interest they could have could not be property, a title to property, but the equity title. That means that they have beneficial ownership, and this is controlled via trustees. So in the cases when the good has been already transferred, has already paid and transferred, what happens in the cases? Can they keep the benefit, or it should be returned back? So one of the cases is the foundational cases for this topic is the case of the Bark as Steinberg versus Scholar. And this is a case when when the minor has both the shares, and the shares, she wanted to cancel the contract, but it is in this case it was not possible because she had already received the benefits. In the cases when you receive benefits, so that means that you cannot prove the failure of the consideration. So there is consideration. So you cannot refund the money you have paid for it. So in the cases when the minor retains the benefit, retains the good, it cannot, as we know, the contracts with the minors are not enforceable. But if they still have the benefit, they still have the good and benefit from them, it can be the court there can order a restitution, and restitution can be only in the cases if it's equitable and just. And it's again notable to say that the minors cannot pay for it. So when the other party says that it's unfair that the benefits would be still kept by the minor, it should be returned back. So we have reached the legal tech part. So let's see how it supports the minors. In the family offices, in the private equity holdings, or multiple generational funds, the minors usually have shares or legal estates or funds. And now with the legal tech supports the corporate housekeeping or fiduciary compliance, fiduciary compliance, and the systems can have integrated equitable trackers, and these trackers could help the trustees or the legal consultants to control the whole processes. So it has the dashboards with all metadata of the minors. So it can be date of birth, the trusts, and all the changes would be tagged and would be automatically changed, updated. So for example, when the minor reaches the 18th age, or if there is if it gains the representation, so everything would be tagged and automatically updated, so it will ensure the compliance. So in these cases, it will bring more transparency, and it would be possible to follow the changes and to know in which cases there is a full capacity, and if there are limits for the minors to enter into the contract. So that's all for today's video. See you in the next episode.